Before we started, though, you were about to launch into a brand new conspiracy you've been enjoying, and that we told you to hold back because we wanted to hear it.
Okay, so this one is kind of trippy.
Okay.
There was a book written in 1888 called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. And it's about a kid named Baron who can time travel. And it's a series of books, apparently. And then, I think it's like the third episode or the third book of the series. He travels to the future where his mentor named Don becomes the last president of the United States.
All right, come on now. There's no way this is real. There's no way.
I just found out about this 2 days ago.
Dude, Wolf is on it. It was written by American author and lawyer Ingersoll Lockwood. They remained obscure until 2017 when they received media attention for perceived similarities between their protagonist and U.S. President Donald Trump. Wild.
Everyone goes on and on about how Lincoln's secretary's name was Kennedy and Kennedy's secretary's name was Lincoln.
This is bigger than that.
This is ridiculous.
It's kind of crazy, bro. I'm telling you.
Is there any mention to him being a giant in the story? Is Baron very tall, perhaps? Dude, that would steal it for me.
If the story, if it genuinely said Baron was, and he grew to 6'9", he did, I'd be like, oh my god.
Or the color orange was mentioned somewhere or something.
Yeah. Yes.
But no, I'm seriously thinking about buying these books and reading it just to see what's going on. But I heard about this one and looked up the book and I'm like, okay, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
That is insane. Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey.
I want to read it now. Maybe we can glean some tidbits from the future. Who cares about the narrative, Taylor? This might be a playbook for days to come.
Yeah, but the scary part is it was apparently he becomes the last president in the 1900s or something. But when they emphasized the last president, that was kind of scary. That kind of freaky.
The last we'll ever need.
Mm-hmm. Who knows if he gets elected again, and then it all goes to shit,
or he just won't let anybody else run.
This guy's a real prophet if he gets it right.
Yeah,
he's already halfway there.
Well, fingers crossed.
Did you see in very real, going to stick news, a Missouri state senator or whoever introduced legislation to allow dueling between senators or House members? They said it was if there is an issue between you and a fellow member that is irreconcilable and cannot be handled through X, Y, and Z, you are allowed to challenge them to do. And it said on the thing, it was
two consenting adults.
Yeah, two consenting adults at high noon. High noon, the coolest time to fight to the death. And so I'm hoping it takes off. I'd love to see. Well, I guess Josh Hawley, he's a national senator guy, but our state senators, I'd like to see a little bit of shooting, little rustle and tussle between our politicians.
Is Josh Hawley from Missouri?
Josh Hawley's Missouri. Yeah.
Did you see the incident when I can't remember who it was, forgive me, but there's one guy calling out another and he said, hey, you want to take this outside? And they're in the Senate.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Washington
I think
Senate.
It was House of Rep. And I think
it
was Washington, but I'm not positive now that you say it.
And he's saying, "Oh, you're always talking this and that, and why don't you put?"
Apparently, they had talked some smack on Twitter, maybe back and forth, and the reporter dude basically accepted a challenge to fight, and he's like, "Hey, you said anywhere, anytime.
Yeah,
well, this is a place and this is a time. Let's do it." And if I recall, the politician would have easily won that fight. He had some.
They both looked.
I remember this.
They could fight though. They both looked sturdy.
I think the politician was he's either trained in MMA or an ex-military guy where he had some skills. I think it was going to be really lopsided.
Yeah, but it was wow. They're going to go straight Chinese political theater.
Usually, I laugh at the brawls I see in different Asian governments.
Yeah.
And now we're there.
Yeah.
Here in America. Best country.
Yeah.
It's kind of
quite
fun.
Interesting.
Did you see the Trump AI pictures?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just liberal porn. I gave it to Zach the link. You can show it to everybody. But basically, the concept is he loses the election and gets a job at Starbucks to pay off.
Oh, okay.
This is so embarrassing to me.
I'm really glad that's all it was. I was scared.
Yeah. He has like a "Make Coffee Great Again" hat on.
Mind you,
Reddit is so gay.
Mind you, I wouldn't mind seeing some Melania content.
Yeah, can you get to the third one? Because he has my favorite hat on there. "Make Coffee Great Again."
He would 1000% start a coffee company and sell that hat.
Oh yeah, as long as it's produced in China.
As long as he would actually, I could see his move being like, it's an American grown, it's the best coffee, fantastic coffee, and it would just be priced absurdly. Yeah. We have to price it this way. It's American coffee, people. And then it would turn out that it wasn't.
Obviously, Trump can't do this. But if I had a business, I'd try to avoid politics. I feel like all you do is lose half your customers.
You do.
Yeah, you're right.
That's 100% right.
Like you
they
should
say go woke, go broke. Dude, the opposite is true too. You go MAGA, you lose half your customers also.
Yeah, it works.
Unless you're like in Wyoming, but yeah.
Very like I don't think there's ever been a multinational corporation that went MAGA though.
The Home Depot.
What'd they do?
Oh, huge campaign donations. Hobby Lobby comes to mind too. They're the ones who like got rid of birth control.
Oh, well, I mean, like that's not really going MAGA though.
No, it's just going
like going like I'm thinking of it like analogous to going woke. Like when I hear like going woke for a corporation, it's like them overtly playing into that and like having like PR people discuss on it. Like I don't think I've ever seen a multinational powerful corporation have like a PR movement that's like, we're MAGA people now.
I kind of agree. I'm trying to think of companies that do align themselves.
Not a big company. It would just
you're right. There's little ones like Black Rifle Coffee clearly markets to conservatives.
Yes.
Yeah, but they still haven't said that. Like they wouldn't. They've never said that outright.
And that's only a big company amongst small companies.
Yeah. You specifically said multinational. So I wasn't trying to counter it with that. Big multinational company that's outrightly conservative.
They need to keep that ESG score.
It's almost non-political, but like
MyPillow
kind of sort of
about it.
Oh, MyPillow,
yeah. even like the Chick-fil-A thing, the more I looked into it, was like,
oh, they toned it down, bro.
Like they donated to charities and the charity's position was pro-life. Yeah. Where it's like, they're not donating to fucking attack abortion clinics or something. Mm-hmm. Like they're donating because they're like, it's murder. Or they don't even say it's murder. The people they're donating to do. Yeah. Which of course, if you're donating to a Christian group, like they're gonna think abortion's murder because that's and generally religious Sundays. People, regardless of religion, believe that about abortion.
I wonder is Chick-fil-A open on Sundays yet?
No.
I wonder if there's any kind of business rationale to that.
I mean, like the ESG scores, all that stuff they need.
I don't know what that is.
Like the equity scores that companies like BlackRock, who are large shareholders in a lot of these organizations, they basically will be like, hey, you have to hire X amount of non-white people. You have to have these positions. And if you have these positions and have this composition, this racial or, sexual composition in your workforce, you will get more favorable business loans from us. And so a lot of these companies are playing into that and being like, okay, we'll be woke now.
I've never heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, look up how Larry Fink at BlackRock handles the DEI scores. That's what it is, not ESG, diversity, equity, and inclusion scores.
Oh, that I've heard of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm out of my depth on this. Today I learned about the Oklahoma Panhandle. There are things about it I didn't. So here's what I already knew. I already knew it was part of Texas, and then so that Texas could remain a slave state, they gave away everything above that like latitude, and it became part of Oklahoma. Like that's what I thought the history was. What I didn't realize is that Kansas, which is above the Panhandle, and Texas, which is below it, were both defined by their latitude, so they couldn't just like grab it. So nobody did, and it had no laws and no like anything. There was a place called Beer City where cowboys would come and murder each other, and like gangsters roam the thing.
Like Fallout.
It was just total like fucking what's the movie where people kill each other?
Was it even a territory?
It was nothing. It wasn't a territory. It wasn't a state. It didn't have any government. It was the Wild West back, but like Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas.
What year? Do you know?
Like late 1800s. And I think there was prohibition because it said there was. So you could like go there and get alcohol, which I thought prohibition was in the 20s. So I'm a little fucked up on that.
Yeah, they tried it a couple times statewide, not nationally.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe statewide there was prohibition. That would make it make more sense.
I wouldn't think Texas would be the ones.
I hear you. But yeah, I didn't realize the Oklahoma Panhandle, before it was part of Oklahoma, had no law at all. And people would just murder and gangs would roam and steal and whatever.
When I was younger, like part of me would have been like, man, if I was back then, I would have been ripping and roaring out there. I would have been doing this and that. And now it's like, no, I would have been bullied. Someone who was better with a gun would have stolen my horse and like my boots, and I'd be walking barefoot in the sand.
Interesting. So I'm not worried about someone who's better with a gun. I'm worried about someone who's better socially, right? I'm going to go out there armed with what? My biceps? And this other guy has 9 friends. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got one friend like
some dude with 10 charisma comes out.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
Right? Negan didn't rule Walking Dead for his fucking shooting skills.
Yeah. You just find yourself like in your underwear waving goodbye to their troop, like, goodbye. See ya. Like, nothing. And you're like, man, what a bunch of great guys. Fuck. Wow, that guy was a swindler. He was so smooth. I thought he liked
apocalypse situation. Like everyone's hoarding food and guns. You know what you should get? Therapy. Learn how to make friends. Like that'll help you succeed in the zombie apocalypse.
Dude, you start doing therapy talk at some guy in the apocalypse, he's gonna blast your head off.
I get a lot of aggression from you.
I get hit with like, if I'm post-apocalyptic, I'm already mohawked, tatted out, and some person's like, "How was your relationship with your mom like?" And be like, "Nah, we're not done covering that. We're wild now." That's
see, at that point, they're getting the fire pit ready for you because you're the next meal.
There's no way.
You're not essential at that point.
You're gonna eat me.
So, which apocalypse are you imagining? Because I'm imagining like The Road with the Viggo Mortensen movie, and in that scenario, I ain't talking to no fucking body. If I see you coming and I got a ranged weapon, I am gonna shoot you. And it's like Tarkov. I'm not even gonna loot your body. I'm running the other way. Your friends are all gonna hunker down, like try to see me. I'm running so fast.
Can you do the Postman?
Oh my God! The Postman is such a much. The Postman is Happy Days.
Yeah,
the
Postman is Disneyland.
The guy who runs the post-apocalyptic warlord in that movie is the Fonz compared to the bad guys in The Road. When you meet a traveler, they are often missing their thumbs because what little society there is will cut your thumbs off for stealing. But Viggo Mortensen has 1, maybe 2 bullets, and he's keeping them to kill his son and then himself when the raping cannibals come. And they're always hiding from the raping cannibals, and they're filthy, and they're just beaten down.
I'm unrapeable, Kyle.
That's what you think until the cannibals show up.
It's because I'm always willing.
Oh, you're just like openly weeping under a dilapidated overpass. Like, I chose this. Yeah, sure you did, bitch. Some guy with a fucking swastika on his forehead is deep dicking you under Highway 70.
It's funny because
Belcher would be like, you take the sport out of it.
They're like, man, I'm losing my erection with this guy. He's just
you're like throwing it back. You're like, whoa. Dude, stop. What are you doing?
Push it back, bro.
More spit.
And that's how Matthew survived the apocalypse, by learning to throw it down harder than anyone had ever thrown it down before.